Welcome, everyone, to BBIP 4, a celebration of being. And obviously, our time together has manifested itself as an expression of our uniqueness. And I find particular joy in that we don't come together in a teaching, learning capacity, but as equals, open to receive and celebrate each other's unique expressions as the mighty I am. And thank goodness there is no standard for that. Thank goodness um, that infinite intelligence moves through each of us in utterly unique ways, free of dogmas and free of agreed upon, well, this is spiritual and this is not. So, hallelujah for our differences. Isn't that what creates the diversity in all that is? And thank goodness for our really unique journeys that brought us all together. And isn't it cool to show up and bring the whole of ourselves? We don't have to hide away any little secret patches of ourselves that we've been ashamed of or that we've not looked at. We can bring the whole of our infinitely creative journeys and say, behold, here I am. I have created, and it is very, very good. And you're free to do with it whatever you damn well please. Okay, so our friend Laura Hebert, where is she? Let me put her big up on the screen. This is my friend Laura. She lives in Seattle with her husband Tom. And Cindy and I have had the extraordinarily good fortune to be house guests in their home when we visited out in Seattle. And they have a really magnificent and beautiful home. And thanks to a neighbor requiring trees to get cut down, a nice view too down into the sound. I've had the good fortune of walking portion of this lifetime with Laura as a friend and companion and confidant. And I'm really glad that she's here to share her gifts and her uniqueness with us tonight. So, with no further ado, it is all yours, my friend. I will be poised to be your technical liaison to do
Oh,
whatever I can do to support you.
thank you, John Mark, and thank you for offering us this venue. It's just really fabulous, and um, it allows us all, no matter where we are, no matter what we think about ourselves, to open up and be who we really are with each other, and that's fabulous. So, a few days ago, I got a little bit of a drop in about what today would be like. And it seems as if I am to begin with a short meditation, which will lead into channeling. And during the channeling itself, I will be opened up to questions so that I hope you have thought in advance of questions, but if not, something possibly will pop into your mind. So I hope that you will feel safe in asking whatever it is that your heart's desire. And let's just play with this tonight and have fun with it. Okay, so and I close my eyes during this. So John Mark is going to be making sure that you know how to unmute and everything when you do want to ask a question. Remember, everybody is muted. And so if you want to ask a question, you have to unmute yourself. So let's just take in a deep breath, kind of relax into our chairs, maybe gently rock back and forth. And if you feel the need, you can kind of shake your arms, kind of shake off whatever it is that you need to release today, any concerns and worries you might have brought with you. And if for some reason you are not muted right now, if you could go ahead and mute yourself, that would be great. So we don't have background noise. Um, and If you normally feel comfortable doing so, just close your eyes and relax. Sink in. Just settle into your chairs. And imagine a beautiful white light entering the top of your head and swirling down your spine, tickling your chakras. As it continues down through your legs into the earth, kind of wiggle your feet around and feel gently supported there by Mother Earth. Another deep breath in. And focus on your heart center. And know that you are safe here in this group. We are supportive and caring, and we believe in you. And as you sink deeper and deeper into that place of presence that you individually know how to get to, relax more and more. And know that we are equals. We come together in this way so that we can share and express ourselves, extend the very love that we are, and know that in this safety net, in this sweet cocoon, that we are joined with each other through our heart centers. And we recognize each other. We know each other on a very deep level. And we are not alone in this group. We have many, many friends. We have guides and supporters. We have masters that are here to help and support us. And they wish us to know that they are always there for us whenever we need it, and even when we don't. And they say welcome and greetings to you all. You have each decided to be here this evening and in this group and on the earth at this time in a further exploration of the truth of your divine being. You selected this time and space so that you could experience in a maximal way everything that you know to be true about yourself. You came here at first not knowing what in the world am I doing here? And why in the world would I choose to be here at this time? For it seems as if it is such a challenging time right now. We have disease and we have division. We have all of the hallmarks of separation playing out in front of us. And yet, we are here because we chose to be here, to experience it all, and to come to the realization that we are free. We are free and we can choose in this grand smorgasbord called life to experience awakening in whatever way, in whatever flavor that we choose. So your awakening is not going to look the same as the person next to you. You know this already. And yet, for some reason, in the human realm, there's always a comparison that goes on. Oh, that one over there seems to be so happy, so joyful, and much more awake than me. I want what they have. Please, please tell me how you got to where you are so I can be there too with you. And so we read books and we go to workshops and we listen to YouTube videos and we do all kinds of things so that we can learn how to become more awake. And yet, at some point, especially when we are sinking deeply into the practice of presence, we realize that this now moment, right now, when I am breathing into my own unique divine self, all is well. I do not even need to ask questions, for I know it deeply within myself that I am exactly where I need to be right here and right now. I have set up for myself the perfect situations in this lifetime and in past lifetimes so that I would come to a deeper realization of who I truly am. And so when those questions arise, when you are not sitting in this time and in this space of presence, when those questions pop up in your daily lives, know that an answer is there for you and can be there for you instantaneously. Some of you have already experienced this, and you know that this is true. And you know that the voice for love comes in many ways, in many forms. It can even be a bumper sticker. It can be a song that you hear on the radio. It can be the bird that is singing in your tree outside. It can be in the laughter of a child. Or the eyes peeking out from a mask that glitter and shine and show you deep within their very soul. Those are just some of the ways that spirit knocks on your door and asks to be listened to. For each and every one of you has chosen how quickly you will awaken and just exactly how it will show up for you. You may be given dreams and visions. You may not hear words at all, or you may get complete downloads that are like an encyclopedia and wonder how in the world will you unpack that. All is well, all is good. And everything is so highly and grandly orchestrated that you cannot even begin to imagine how much this is so. What you maybe don't realize so much is your complete participation in that. For you see, you are very powerful beings, and you cannot be but otherwise. And therefore, you have given yourself such a complete setup, such a beautiful network of situations that are all pointing to the same thing. I am awake and I am free. And no matter what occurs in the outside world, I can know who I really am simply by tapping into my heart. My heart, the center of my being and the wellspring of eternal knowledge. So then, in listening right now, you may all be internally nodding and going, yes, I know, this is so true. And yet, if you were to think about it and you were to think about your daily life and your interactions with others, your mundane chores that you do, you may still be wondering, what does awakening have to do with all of that? How can I be so at peace in times like this, or when I am meditating, and turn around 5 minutes later and be in an argument with my spouse? Ah, therein lies the rub and the true grit that is needed for being on this earth. For you chose to do this so that you could practice how to bring that heart and that knowing into everyday moments. When there's someone on the TV that you disagree with, their political viewpoint. When there's someone on the highway who cuts in front of you, or when the doctor tells you you have cancer. What do you do then with the practice of presence? How can it be useful in this body that aches all the time? These are questions that may come to you at odd times. And we tell you this: in each and every moment you get to, in fact, it is an honor that you get to choose. You get to choose what your heart desires. You get to choose peace. You get to arrive at a place of neutrality for each and every occurrence outside of you. And when you get into the practice, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, and so on, it becomes easier and easier. And eventually you get to a place where you wonder why you ever wondered. Because the flow is so complete and so compelling. And your trust in the divine becomes exquisite beyond compare. And when we say trust in the divine, we are not talking about something outside of you. And this is the other component that we wish to speak to this evening. Each and every one of you here, in fact, each and every one who is incarnate right now, is the equal of every other one of you. And we know that you say, how really can that be so? For that one seems to be so unenlightened or so into themselves. They seem to be so selfish and so angry and violent. They don't know what I know, and therefore they cannot be equal with me, just like I cannot be equal to the one known as Yeshua, because he, it seems, was able to get to that place of uniting the divine with the human, of fully embodying in each and every moment, fully knowing from second to second that I am my Christ self now, now, and now. And so you want to know, how can you get there? And how is a question that kind of answers itself. If you knew that you had already set up everything that you need to know and exactly when it will be revealed to you, why would you ever need to ask how? You wouldn't. You would trust that in the divine unfolding of your perfect journey to realization, all is well. And so now we wish to open up this evening to any questions you might have. And right now you may be thinking, well, you've already said what I needed to hear. But let's just pause for a moment and sink into our hearts and say, what would I like to know about this interface between the divine and the human? And trust us, there is no question that is too silly or unimaginative. And so we hope that you will open your hearts up and ask whatever it is that you want to know.
I think the easiest way to do this, friends, is if you'll type your question in the chat box, then I can share them through Laura and her guides who the question is from and what the question is. Because I'm
Thank
keeping
you.
Laura on my screen, it's hard for me to see everybody to see who might be waving. So the chat box is the easy way, please.
Well, and if all else fails, we could also have John Mark call on you.
Isn't it interesting? Our minds can run away with us with question after question after question until we're faced with the forum in which to ask, and then they scurry away into the corners of our minds, hiding like they never were there.
Mm. And so, to put your minds at ease a little bit, just know that there is nothing that you are thinking of or not thinking of, anything that you wish to know about that hasn't already been asked. And so there's no nervousness that needs to be involved here. And we are so honoring of you and exactly where you are. And we are eager to be of service to you. So please take advantage of this time that we have here with you.
I could play the Jeopardy theme song. Maybe that will inspire you to ask in the form of a question. Okay, here we go. This one's from Michelle. I feel the silent gong in my heart and know, without doubt, the truth spoken here. I would very much like to see, feel, and hear my guides, the lineage and beyond the veil.
Mm, mm, mm. Thank you, Michelle. And let us say that oftentimes when those here wish to hear more clearly from their guides, their eagerness oftentimes places a roadblock in the way. Perhaps you think you need to hear in a particular way, that a message will come through the way you have heard that it has come through for other people. So here is an exercise that any one of you can try at home, even now. Get out a piece of pencil and a paper, a crayon, a marker, a pen, whatever you feel comfortable with, and just start doodling. Just start making circles on the page. Just, you know, play around with it as if you were a kid who just doesn't care if anyone sees this piece of paper. Just gently allow your hand to move slowly in circles. Take a deep breath in, and even with your eyes closed, because you don't need to watch yourself write, just ask a question. It can be, are you there? And see if perhaps your hand wants to create the word yes. And we're just giving you an example here. When you are alone, other than during this meeting, you can try this. Each and every one of you at home can try this. And maybe you just, the first time or two, get nothing. And so you get discouraged, but try it again. Try putting some music on in the background. Try having fun with it. Get into a mode of doodling where you just relax and allow, relax and allow. And pretty soon you may get one word. It may be the name of a guide, which you might have heard often, that name somewhere. You may be given a word in a dream. You may get images while in meditation. There's so many ways that guides seek to come through to you. Be open to any and all ways. And then when you think something has happened, and then immediately part of you goes, no, I made that up. Nah, that didn't really happen. Just pause for a moment. put your hand upon your heart and ask yourself, is this true? And you will know. There will be a feeling inside of you, a sense of peace and of knowing, a connection. And Michelle, you brought up the word lineage. And that's an important word because as human beings, you all wish to belong to a group that is accepting of you, that's family, that you feel close to. And really, that's what the word lineage means. And it means that you have specifically set up these relationships with those on the other side, with those in the world, relationships with everyone you know. Those can all be considered part of your divine revelatory experience here. And sometimes when you hear the word lineage, it can be separating. You can say, oh, that person over there, they belong to that lineage. I don't belong with them, or vice versa. And it can be a separating thing. Mm, And we're here to let you know that the concept of lineage was set up so that there would be a belonging and a knowingness. There would be a feeling as if when you walk into a room at a party that you are welcome there, that you already know these people from a very deep place. And so that is what your longing is, to connect to a lineage. And ultimately, what that is saying to you is that your heart desires to experience love on the level of the divine, not the type of love that the world knows that tends to want to have a you do this for me, I do that for you type of relationship. Is this helping you, Michelle? And do you have any further questions?
She has responded in the chat box, my heart filled with so much love in knowing, and I feel so happy that the love is so much, and I am grateful. I thank you all and will do this.
You're welcome. We're happy to be here for you.
And the next question is from Walter. Am I following my true calling for service in my time here on this planet?
Walter, thank you so much for your question. And this is a common question. What is my purpose? And am I doing what I'm supposed to be? So we would ask you to look down at your feet, Walter, and see where they are planted. You are exactly where you need to be right here and right now. And that being said, you may wish to know, but what next? Where will my feet take me next? Am I truly doing the most that I can do while I'm here? Because I want to take advantage of everything I can to maximize my experience here. So, if you were to approach this question from the point of view of exploration, of wonder, of joy, of being like a little child who's just opened exactly what it was that he desired for Christmas, and oh boy, gets to jump in and play with it. if you were to approach it that way, how would it feel to you? And we think that when you look at it that way, it's more as if it unfolds in front of you and you see, oh boy, this is what's next, because that brings me joy. And just to let you know, you can't get it wrong. There's nothing that you can do here that will place you outside of the love of the divine. Does that help, Walter? And do you have anything else to ask?
That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I am
You're welcome.
filled with joy and freedom. That was wonderful. Thank you. No more questions.
Okay, the next one is from Judy, and I think she asks one really on all our behalf. So thank you, Judy. How to be with fear, especially fear of death.
Judy, thank you so much for your question. You know, that question is the penultimate one of your experience on earth. It's almost as if it epitomizes every other fear. And it therefore brings to a critical point everything else that you are afraid of. And if you were to sit in the quiet and explore this question, what am I really afraid of? What is it about death that is so terrifying? And if you were to sit and just allow yourself to explore that question as if it wasn't this big, heavy deal, because humans want to make death and dying a big, awful thing to be avoided at all costs. But funny how the setup is here as well, that death and taxes, well, you know, that's what happens. And so just sink into it. Think about death. Think about all the things about it that you think are so horrifying. Is it the fear of pain that you might experience from illness or from, I don't know, a car crash or whatever? Ask yourself honestly and truthfully, what do I really, really fear? Is it death? Or is it what death represents? Death represents an end to life. And yet, if you sink more fully in, you come to realize that that is the biggest falsehood that has been played upon humanity. You never die. You never die. You and anyone else and everyone else never die. And so, if you fully and completely knew that, would you be afraid of it? If you knew that you continue endlessly, that you, the essence of you, the individualized self that is combined with the divine, will never end. If you knew that, how could you ever even worry about whatever setup you have arranged for leaving your body behind this time. You are complete. And it is difficult to understand that when you live in a body that seems to grow old and die. You become identified with your body and all its pains and worries. And you believe what your body tells you rather than what your deep inner knowing knows to be true about you. And trust us, when you do decide in this lifetime or any lifetime to lay your body down, there will be angels there. There will be guides there to gently show you the way, to show you that exiting is not that difficult. And so we hope this has helped you. And if you have any further questions about this, please ask.
No, you helped me very much. Thank you. It was just beautifully reaffirming the truth. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next question is from Rivka. Please tell us of life beyond the body, that it might be felt even while embodied. There is a sweetness I intuit, a lovingness and an innocence.
Mm. Thank you, Rivka. You know, it used to be that people would consider that they could handle death and dying if they knew that heaven was on the other side, if they knew that they would then be able to know everything and that they would be able to meet Jesus and Mary and the saints and God and all of their relatives who had passed over. That would be heaven to them, and therefore it would be something that was not to be feared. And it could be that. It could be all of that and even more. It can be whatever your heart desires and whatever level you choose it to be at. For even in that, there is choice. And even beyond what this world is such an expansiveness that you cannot even imagine, except for some of you may have experienced what it is like and may have had so-called out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences that showed you the essence of this. And for we know that some have told of a presence and a power of unconditional love overcoming them. So much so that the thought of returning to this earth was so very difficult. And the truth of the matter is that a magnificent experience such as that can indeed be had even while you are here. It requires being open to the possibility first of that. Imagine being held in a cocoon that was so loving, so caring, and so giving that you simply let go of every fear, every notion of unworthiness you ever had, enveloped you so completely in love and light that it was like a drug that you wanted more and more and more of. And you wondered why. Why can I not have this all of the time here on earth? Why can I not experience that even here in this place that sometimes seems dark and confusing? And so, once again, we would tell you that access to this place begins in your heart, begins in the stillness, begins in that place of complete relaxation and handing over, so that you know that this is the truth of you and of the entire universe, and that there is nothing to fear. It is here with you now. Thank you, Rivka. Do you have anything more to ask?
Thank you. I have I feel very confirmed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rivka. Our next one is from Manish. There is still a sense that we want a romantic relationship in this life. How do we deal with those desires and hopefully not fall into a quote special relationship?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Manisha. Ah, yes. Inquiring minds often want to know this. And first, let us say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting and desiring a relationship with another in this way. In fact, it seems as if that is what drives us and that is what our hearts yearn for. And sometimes there is a fear in these days, if you have read the likes of A Course in Miracles and so forth, there's a fear that you will fall into the so-called special relationship as if it is something bad. It isn't bad. It's an experience. All experience is okay. All experience leads to that ultimate desire of connection and relationship with the divine, with divine love. And oftentimes we seek that divine love through others. We seek to know what that can feel like by being in relationships. And it is the perfect way to learn about ourselves. For there's no way that you can be in an intimate relationship with someone else and not learn a great deal about yourself. Is this not true? And in the knowing of yourself and your heart's desires, you come to know that the only relationship you really have is with yourself and with the divine. And so feel free to be open to relationships of all kinds, for they bring love to the table, and love shows up in many forms. Imperfect as it may be in your human experience, it is the greatest teacher of all. And eventually, whatever relationship you are in will show you exactly what you need to know at that time for your soul's longing. Is that helpful, Manish? And do you have any other questions?
No, that's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next one is from Carol Gardner. What else can I do to awaken more?
Thank you, Carol. And we are saying this to everyone, not just you. Later on, when you are alone, go look in the mirror. Look into your eyes and ask yourself that very same question. And keep looking and standing there for however long it takes for you to see deep into your soul and to know that you need do nothing in particular. You are exactly where you need to be right now. And by accepting yourself here and now exactly as you are, with no caveats, with no expectations, you open your heart up to receive an awakening experience. And when you look at it that way, it places it out of the realm of striving and seeking. And it becomes more a situation where you put your hands out and you accept what is next for you. And it reveals itself to you. Try this practice day after day, and you will be surprised what you gift yourself with. Thank you for your question. And would you like to know anything else? No, thank you. That was lovely. You're welcome.
Okay, the next one is from Sarah. How can I know self? And she has capitalized self. How can I know self-love that is not of this worldly love?
Thank you so much for your question. Here is the tricky part about self-love. And many a book has been written, many a self-improvement book has been written, and many, of course, has been given on how to love oneself more. And generally speaking, this can actually be a gateway into the heart of you. And while it seems rather ridiculous to think of loving your small s self, your ego self, your body, your imperfect, makes mistakes all the time self, that is the key to coming to a recognition that the divine self, the self with a capital S, is already connected to the divine and already knows itself to be unconditionally loved by itself and and extending outward to include everyone else within humanity and divinity, if that makes sense. Sometimes these concepts of which we speak are not easy to bring to you in words that can be understood easily. And yet we try, and we say to you, love yourself with all of your wrinkles. Love yourself with all of your mistakes, your warts, your anger, your depression, whatever it is. Love yourself in all those moments. And if it helps, imagine that you are stepping aside and looking at yourself compassionately. And you are saying, look at her or him. They are well deserving of love. No matter what they've done, no matter what they look like, no matter how far they have seemingly come, they are deserving of great and continuous, ongoing love. And when that compassion arises in your heart towards your little self, and it expands and blooms, it joins with your so-called higher self to make a complete circle of love and light and a recognition that you are love incarnate. Does that help? I hope.
Thank you. That feels very complete. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next one is from Karen, and I think, again, she speaks for all of us in this, so I thank her for her candor and honesty. Karen writes, I hear over and over again how powerful we are, but I do not feel powerful when I can't seem to heal certain situations in my life, such as physical pain, no matter how much I ask for help, breathe, forgive, etc. I am wielding my power more in choosing to love and embrace all the emotions and situations around the pain, to trust and to forgive it myself, but I often feel frustrated and powerless when I don't see anything changing. I often feel like I may need to surrender to a life of pain since it seems so intractable. But that feels defeatist and not what I desire. Can you speak about this power we have in the face of experiencing things that we do not want and do not seem to change no matter how much we apply ourselves? Can you please clear up any misunderstandings I have about our power? Thank you.
Thank you. And indeed, your question is one that many, many people have. And what if I were to tell you that your pain and everything about your experience you desire? This is not an easy thing to accept, for why would anyone desire pain? It makes no sense. And why in your pleading, in your forgiving, in your wanting so much to be rid of it, why can you not use your power to overcome it? What are you doing wrong? You want to know. Let's all just take a deep breath right here and now. And recognize that there is a part of you that doesn't want to take a deep breath anymore. It doesn't want to hear how to get rid of pain. It doesn't want to forgive. It doesn't want anything but to be other than in pain. In a complete acceptance and allowance of this pain, and sinking into it, crying, screaming, being it, surrendering, yes, to the pain, and also surrendering to the recognition that you don't understand what this is for. You don't understand. And yet, you can still hand it over. You can still hand it over and say, I don't know in this moment. I don't know, and I don't need to know. And this may seem the most unpowerful thing to say. It may seem as if power needs to show up in a particular way, in a striking out of whatever it is in our lives that we no longer desire. The truth of the matter is, you may have set this up for yourself so that you could come to know, even in the deepest, darkest hour of pain, that you are there. You are there with it. You are there, and it is part of you. You are there, and you need not resist it, because you need not fear this pain. It has no sway over you. One of the hardest things about being in your world is being in the body. And especially when you are in pain, you wish to escape this body and do anything possible to rid yourself of the pain. And yet, experiencing the pain and moving through it may be exactly what you need and what you have set up for yourself, and you don't know why. In the complete surrendering and handing over of absolutely every situation that is in your life, you come to know such a release, such an aha moment, such a complete trust in your divine self, that the pain disappears. And it's not that the pain is no longer there, it's that you have moved beyond it and you have recognized that it was there, tailor-made for you. And so you accept the situation. You see, in the resistance of the pain is the continuation of the pain. All of us who have experienced being in a body have had pain of some level sometime, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, whatever. and this pain offers us on a silver platter the recognition that we are indeed divine beings and that we can choose to accept and become identified with the pain, or to allow the pain to move through and beyond. Those of you who know and recognize the story of Yeshua hanging on the cross, perhaps at this point in your lives know that he did not suffer pain at all during the crucifixion, for he had come to a place of knowing beyond any doubt that the pain was not him, that he could transcend it. And so you may wonder how you can get to a place in your own mind of that transcendence. It may seem completely out of your reach. And again, we reassure you that there is nothing that Yeshua experienced or went through that you yourself cannot also overcome. And therein lies the power, the acceptance of you and your divine self. We hope this has been helpful to you. Do you have further questions?
No, that was very full. Thank you, Laura and friends.
You're welcome.
That was great, Laura. Thank you so much. It went in deep. It's Wendy.
Wendy, yes, Wendy, thank you.
Okay, then the next question is from Anna. How can we bring our unique gifts to a wider audience, so wide that humanity can no longer deny that we are this love?
Thank you, Anna. And now you may be surprised by this response. But in your very breathing, you bring this love to the world. You may think that you need to express yourself to a wider audience, and that may very well happen. And there are many ways to go about that. In your world, you can write books, do YouTube videos, speak to your friends, speak to everyone you know of, stand up on the mountaintop, be in the pulpit, whatever you desire. It doesn't matter the way or means. What matters is that you allow your light to shine, that you're not afraid of letting your light shine, that you come to know that simply by being here in a recognition of yourself as love and light, you are extending it. Oftentimes, we wish in bodies to know what to do. What is next? What must I do next? And we don't realize that all we need do is pause. And in that pause, we are giving and we are granting to the entire world, in fact, to the universe, our light. For you see, this is how it works. It's a continuous circle that's created between your heart and other hearts. And when you open yourself up and allow that light to shine, and it could be just in a smile, in a wink, it could be in sharing of your experiences with others. It could be in doing a painting or giving a friend a call. There's so many, many ways you can let your light shine. And so, Anna, we hope this has helped. And if you have further questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. And thank you, by the way, for your gifts and for opening up this venue for us all. You were very instrumental in doing that, and we are so very grateful. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. There is a further question. Sometimes, actually, quite often in these times, it feels like it's not enough, that that we don't reach enough beings when there's so much chaos going on the planet, and how to really swallow up all of humanity in this love.
Mm. We see that your question comes from a place of deep compassion and wanting to share, wanting to extend the love that you are. And so here's an interesting little thing. Each and every person, whether they are currently choosing to live in darkness or whatever, they are all enveloped by this love. And this love includes all of them, includes the entire world, including its chaos, including its disease and its divisiveness, including its intense weather, and including whatever shows up in this world. Imagine that it is actually enveloped in this beautiful, vast cradle of love. And that love, while it is still being rejected by many, still nevertheless accepts them. And so while you may feel as if it is your mission to extend love to others so that they may know and experience it for themselves, know this also to be true. There is nothing you really need to do except for open your own heart even more to receive more. For in so doing, you create this loop, this cycle of giving and receiving. And you can release it at that point and let it go. It may still very well be rejected by those who are choosing to experience the darkness at this time. And that is okay. And you have not failed because you see that appearing in your world. Open your heart even more and allow love to be channeled in this ever increasing circle of love and light. Is that helpful, Anna?
Yes, thank you, Laura. And through these words, I can clearly understand that all is this love.
Indeed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next one is from Amber. question would Holy Self most love for us to ask?
Mm, mm. Well, mm, because when you incarnate in this plane, you have chosen to be highly individuated. Your questions, therefore, will also be individual. And yet, at the same time, we can say in general that what each of you truly wishes to know is yourself as Christ. And so if you were to wake up each day and look in the mirror and say, "Hello, Christ, how are you going to be in the world today?" And then offer a moment of gratitude, you will be given whatever question and whatever answer simultaneously for you. Does that help, Amber?
With great joy. Thank you, Laura and guides.
You're welcome.
John Mark, you're muted.
Thank you. I was snacking on peanuts, so I had muted myself. I will set my peanuts aside. There are no further questions.
Unless you yourself, John Mark, have one.
You know, I was going to ask this, and I hope you and your guides will appreciate it. In the earth, there's a very powerful and important question that is often asked, specifically, primarily of men. It may have a female equivalent, I'm not so sure. And the question is simply boxers or briefs. So to your guides, knowing they don't run around in bodies and primarily don't have needs for boxers or briefs, but I would love to hear what is the equivalent that they experience, the choices that they make.
Just to let you know, it's all about freedom. And so, whatever way we can find to be even more free, we do so. Thank you for your levity.
You're very welcome. And on behalf of everyone, thank you, Laura, and those who come in loving companionship and celebration with you. Thank you for offering yourself as a channel to them in service and celebration to all of us here. So thank you for using your gift as a channel and bringing it forth so that we can all experience it and be benefited by it.
John Mark, Anna had another question.
Oh, thank you. Then I'll retract my nice words and we'll see how this next Q&A goes. How full and complete these questions and answers have been. Is there anything else our guides would like to share?
It is just such great joy, and what a great privilege it has been to be here with you all. And if you but knew how much you are cared for, how much we as your guides seek to forever come through and nudge you and whisper in your ears and say, "We love you. You are doing a fabulous job. You are magnificent." And that is all. We thank you for this opportunity to join together with you. And unless there are any other questions, we will sign off for now.
This is Michelle. I want to tell you, Laura and the guides and everyone here, thank you so much. All your words resonate so beautifully, so truly. And I'm in such gratitude. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the one additional thing that we wish to say is that part of the reason for Laura coming through and doing this is to encourage each and every one of you to share your gifts in whatever way you feel prompted. And if any one of you wish to be the host next week, please raise your hand or let John Mark know. We are all in this together. And so it is. Amen.
Yep. Oh, okay. Well,
wow, look at how pink my cheeks are.
Yeah, I bet if you pull your hair back, your ears will be very, very red. Mine often get that way too. Isn't that cool? Yeah, light those upper chakras up and whoop, here comes the heat. Okay, so what a wonderful night.
Can I just say one other thing?
You can say whatever you'd like. I mean, you don't have to stop at one, but
I just want to share a little bit about myself to the group. You know, I started channeling way back in 1987 during the harmonic convergence. And I then proceeded, on my own spiritual path and chose quite often to say no to prompts and to suggestions about sharing of my gift. And in fact, I started writing a book called Reluctant Emissary because that seemed to be the theme that was so prevalent with me, is how reluctant I was to share or to give of my so-called gift. And so I just want to say thank you for all of you and for John Mark and for allowing me to do this, and also just to feel comfortable and at ease with all of you. Thank you, my family and friends. And I hope that by doing this, will have encouraged others of you to come forth.
cool. Thank you, Laura. I think one of the great benefits of this expression of our uniqueness is with each we see more freedom for our expression. I mean, if I could set up a camera at the pickleball courts and let you all watch me play pickleball, that would be one of my contributions of how I like to express my uniqueness and be in a state of joy and fun and laughter and sometimes consternation and all that comes with it. So I know many of you personally, and I know your gifts may not fall within what you might think of as spiritual. They're no less gifts. They're no less valuable. They're no less relevant and important. I mean, that's the beauty of God's diversity, is that we are not alike. We are not the same. There's been a long history on earth that singing from the same hymn book or the same pathway book somehow sets us free. It only is a part of the journey, but our true freedom is our absolute, utter, and unique expression, whatever form that takes. So if you have a gift and you feel like maybe it's time to share it, here is the context in this family, in this group that we've all created together, where there is no safer place to give it a go. Because all you'll have here is celebration, honor, and thanksgiving. So we can take off the spiritual limiters that we have placed on ourselves, and open up even the more greater. Just like Laura's guide said, forget boxers and briefs. We're looking for even freer expression, even more free expression. So I hope I'm actually soliciting somebody to come forth for next week, or I will be calling one or two of you directly to inquire and ask if you will be willing. So with that, Laura, if you don't have anything else.
No, does anybody have a song? Because I didn't think of that component of it. So.
Oh, well, let's see if anybody, I'll put the chat window back up. My friend Lisa usually has something, but she's sitting there and doesn't look like she's typing. Oh, I think I got one. Let's see what happens here.
At 20 years of age, I'm still looking for a dream. A war's already waged for my destiny. But you've already won the battle, and you've got great plans for me. Though I can't always see, 'cause I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, try to fit the pieces together, but perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can see I'm free to be me. When I was just a girl, I thought I had it figured out. See, my life would turn out right, and I'd make it here somehow. But things don't always come that easy, and sometimes I would down. Oh, 'cause I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, try to fit the pieces together, but perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can see I'm free to be me, and you're free to be you. Sometimes I believe that I can do anything, yet other times I think I've got nothing good to bring. But you look at my heart and you tell me that I've got all you seek. Oh, and it's easy to believe, even though I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, try to fit the pieces together, but perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can't see. I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, try to fit the pieces together, but perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can see I'm free to be me. and you're free to be you.
Wow, that's cool. I love that line. Perfection is my enemy. Woo-hoo! So free to be me and free to be you. Isn't that truly the message that God has created us all equal and that we're free? So simple, but boy, on earth, we make it an incredibly complicated and convoluted dance. Add a heavy dose of spirituality, and it gets even more damn confusing. I love and celebrate everyone. Again, Laura and your guides, thank you very, very much. Great joy and blessings to everyone. Come back next week if you wish. Oh, wait, there are 5 messages. Maybe somebody said they'll do it next week. Nope, those were all just thank yous. Okay, see you later. Bye.